or six self. Some of them.
Our guy don't enter.
The email you be sending to us, I don't need to receive email from you from all the class videos. I don't know. You have to add me to your check your the matrix you have. My email is not there.
Is that Mr. Atford?
Yes, sir.
I have
I'm not.
atfordusoyibo@gmail.com.
Yes,
ARTFORD.USU, then Oyibo, OYIBO. Is
yes.
that correct?
Oh, yes. That's what you yes.
So if that's correct,
UXU,
then
UXU,
USU, yes, OYOBO at
Oh, no, no, not
gmail.com.
OYO, not OYO, it's OYI.
Sorry, OYI, I mean
Okay.
OYIBO. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
And so there's no reason why you should not receive it. If you may want to check your spam box, okay?
I checked as well. I checked the spam as well.
So how have you now been watching class videos? You've been using the playlist.
I've been watching from the how do you call it now, from the YouTube link. So yesterday today now I checked there. I didn't see the word you taught yesterday. I couldn't do anything again. I was stuck.
Oh, sorry about that. But did anybody receive notification for yesterday
Yeah,
class?
my guys they got yeah.
Yes, I did. I got it.
So if I mean if that email is correct, then you should also receive it. You might want to check your spam box.
I
It may
didn't
be
receive
dropping.
notification for yesterday's class.
Okay, it may be dropping in your spam box, and if that's the case, just move the mail to your inbox, so it will be dropping in your inbox directly. Yeah.
I will double check again.
All right, sir. Sorry for the trouble. All right. So, like I said, we'll be looking at Maven today, and because we have limited time in class to cover many of these tools, right? We try not to come to class and read literature. Okay, so we use class for practicals, okay, hands-on, right? But nevertheless, we'll still try and talk about some of these tools, albeit paraphrase, and then we have access to the materials where we can now read extensively and broadly. You agree with me that if we were to do it reading first before we go into practicals, then we will just turn the boot camp to a full-fledged school where we're going to resume 8 a.m. in the morning and close, let's say, 1 p.m. the afternoon. But we understand this is not for people that have all the time, right? So please, when we have access to the Git repo on these materials, please do well to read extensively, right? So Maven is a building tool. Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
All right. So
Yes,
Apache
yes.
Maven is a software PM and compression tool. It's based on the concept of POM. POM is Project Object Model. Maven can manage a project build. Okay, it can build a project for you, reporting and documentation from a central piece of info. So before building, what we do is we compile. Anybody ever used Fortran 1995, Fortran 70? In those days, you compile. Hey, that person that giggled, I'm sure Fortran has shown that person some
I
software.
used it, but like
Uh,
it's not a good experience.
So in those days,
and
what we do is we
that was what we used
compile,
in
all
school.
right? And the compiling can be very troublesome. You go front and back, you compile. But with Maven, we build, meaning that the entire plugins that is required to turn your 1001 line of code, everything is downloaded, okay? And the whole raw code is packaged into executable files. It is now this file that you will incorporate in web applications that now helps you to present whatever you have built. Okay. specifically for web apps, right? I think Maven is trying to also work with mobile apps, but now their core strength is with web applications. I'm sure by now we know there's difference between web applications and mobile applications, right? So if you think that Maven could help your project, you can find more information, blah, blah, blah. All right. So from here, you can even read about Maven from this site. All right. Let's look at the features of Maven. The following are the key feature: simple project setup that follows best practices. Get a new project or module started in seconds. Consistent usage across all projects. Superior dependency management, including automatic updating it up. You will see it when we begin to use it, how Maven is going to download all the necessary plugins, okay, that you need, right? Now, there is one piece of script that gives DevOps trouble, okay? And it has always been trouble between the developers and the DevOps that, okay, you're supposed to be the one to build it, or no, you're supposed to give me. It is called the POM file, all right? POM file. Okay? This is the file that contains the script. I think it is written in Groovy or HTML. I think it's HTML. We'll see it anyway. And this is the file that Maven uses to compile, to build, to package all your plenty lines of code into executable file, either .jar or .war, WARJAR. Okay. So you see this POM file. I do tell trainees because I have the advantage of being a DevOps practitioner. All right. So I don't come to class to come and form, oh, I sabi this thing in a very special way. No, I tell them I'm a very lazy DevOps person. Okay. And by that definition, it means that lazy people like us, we always find a very quick way to get things done and move on. And that's even what Warren Buffett preaches. Okay? Now, lazy in IT does not mean that you can cut corners. No, it simply means that you don't have to insist on doing it in, this is how we've been doing it in our forefathers' time. This is how it must be. No. If there are new tools or new ways or methodologies that can get you that something done better and quicker, why don't you go through it? Why don't you explore it? All right. So for POM files, you don't have to reinvent the wheels. There are a lot of POM files available on the internet, which you can pick and tweak and use for your project. Okay. By now, you guys probably know that Stack Overflow is your beautiful companion on this IT journey. Anybody ever heard of Stack Overflow? Are you with
There
me?
is a lag. I don't know if it's my network or if it's yours.
I'm noticing it's here as well too.
There is a lag.
Yeah, there's a lag.
Okay, I'm sorry. Give me some minute. Let me quickly reset this. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, very
All
Yes.
right.
better.
So what was the last thing you heard, please? Hi, everybody. What was the last thing you heard apart from this? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So I had to quickly do a reset on the router. Right. I am where I can't change ISP anyhow. I am constrained
You're
to the
breaking
one.
again.
Even now, I'm still breaking.
No, I think it's better now.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So I was telling us about the pom.xml file, and this is the file that Maven uses to build. Okay. And I was telling us that you do not need to reinvent the wheel. You do not need to begin to learn how to prepare a pom.xml file. Okay. There is one that the developer always assign with the file, because developers as well, they also do what they also called internal staging. So when they are done writing the entire project software, when they are done coding, they do what they also build internally to also see before they release it to the DevOps team. Okay. But their own is that they do it on a small scale. Okay, they don't do all those of containerization, Kubernetes, blah, blah, blah. That's your job as a DevOps person. So when they give you the raw code, it always comes with POM. Okay. Now, it may happen that along the line, you incorporate one or two features or one or two tools into your pipeline. Then the POM code, the POM script that the developer gives you may no longer become sufficient to package your source code. So at that point, you will now need to tweak the source code. You tweak source code according to error messages. You will be seeing all of this in this class. Okay, so it's not just we'll talk about it. You see it play out, and then we'll get to tweak source code as well, right? So you want to know more about Mavens, this is it. Okay. Basically, this is at the four objectives. I like people to come here
You're
and
not sharing your screen.
really. Okay, I reset my router. Thank you for Can you see my browser now, please?
It's coming up. Yeah.
Maven makes build process easy. It provides uniform build system, provide quality project information about your build, and it encourage better development practices. Okay, let me see where it talks about the POM file. Okay, maybe not here, but within the material that you have access to on the Git repo, you read more about Maven on that material. Okay, so there are other build tools like Redo, like Apache Ant. Okay, but I tell you, the most popular and the most widely used one is Apache, especially for web applications. Okay, it's more programming languages are being incorporated such that Maven can build more programming languages, unlike Apache and Redo, right? So now, how do we use Maven to build? First, you must install Maven on your workstation. Okay. Now, don't forget, we have transitioned from simulating what the developers do with Git and GitHub into what the DevOps do with Git and GitHub. Okay. So our system is now Our workstation is now our own office as DevOps. Okay. I remember I told you yesterday that let's now work as a DevOps when the developers have signaled us that we can now go to the remote repo. All the code needed are there. We can now begin the process of releasing or deploying the application. So what did we do? We first created our own Git, local Git repo, and then we cloned the repo. Cloning means that we now have our own local copy of that remote repo on our own system as DevOps. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is we want to build that. Building is going to package all the codes into an executable file. Okay. But before we do that, let's quickly explore all the codes. Okay. So the code we have before is just one very static web application, but now I asked ChatGPT to write me a simple web application. So ChatGPT wrote the one that can greet people when they come. Okay, you will see how that works shortly. Any question while we are waiting for our AWS console to load?
Sorry, sir. Can we say that the code that we are bringing from the GitHub? Can we say
yes.
also it's my source code?
Yes, that's a source code, sir.
Okay.
And I want to show us. I want to show us the code. I do not understand why AWS is taking long. Is there any QA person in class? Any QA? Any auditor? Okay. But do we have Scrum Masters?
You have you have someone who has an idea of all these things you just mentioned. So maybe not as his primary responsibility, but he has an idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Part of why I delayed was I was having a project roundup meeting with some QAs as regard released the product, joint release with some Indians over last week. Yeah. And, QAs are always QAs and testers. They are necessary evil. They are like nightmares for developers. So when you jam a thorough QA person, just know that your village people have remembered you. First, your documentation must be top notch.
Pelumi,
Pelumi can relate.
With solid documentation now comes implementation. Everything you document, you implement. Mr. Pelumi, you want to share your story? Why is my EC2 taking so long to?
Work as I said, uh, kind of ranging support for international company like Microsoft. You know, they're always queuing, like always on your neck, checking processes, checking calls, and trying to meet if you meet up with the standard, if you did proper documentation for project flow and all. So it's always a tackle. So that was why I said like Belumi can relate.
Right.
Sorry, I'm hearing my name. Sorry, I didn't. Wait, I was away. Over.
No, he was talking about like if you have any experience with QA being on your neck. So I was just
Oh,
like
yeah, that
talking.
one is normal.
Yeah,
Normal.
it's normal.
That one is normal.
There's
Yeah,
always going to be a back and forth.
yeah. That one is normal.
I'm sorry, I don't know why AWS is taking so long. So at one click, your own AWS will load. And then within the same time and maybe not the same space, but the same time. Okay. So it means that if you are on this Zoom call, irrespective of what the time is saying at your own end, you're probably 12 noon at your place, or is morning of another day at your place, but that you're on this Zoom call means we are within the same time. It is possible that the same AWS is taking this long from my end, and it is not network problem, because if it is network, then we should first be seeing it from this Zoom call. Okay. And at your own end, just 1 second, www.amazon.com app. It is loading the pages for you. Now let us discuss while we are waiting for this trouble to be resolved. What do you think the problem can be? Do you get this picture I'm painting?
I didn't get the question. Can you come again with the question?
Okay, so I have tried to open AWS twice now, and it is not opening. Okay. And if I ask you to go to your own AWS console, it will open for you. So my question is, what do you think the problem is? But it is not internet.
You probably have to your cache.
Okay, so I've cleared cache. It is not cache. What else could it be? So, I mean, good reasoning. It could be the cache, yeah. So I've done that.
Are you using the VPN?
No, I'm not using VPN. It could also be that as well. Beautiful reasoning. Others should contribute. I mean, I just want to spur us into thinking. So you can see my AWS console now, right? So I click on EC2, and then it comes back and tell me, okay, I think everything is looking fine now. But initially it wasn't. So let's say I'm even unable to reach the console, and you are able to reach the console. What are there's no, it is not a closed question, it's an open question, meaning that many answers can be right. Just as someone has said, clear cache, if there's VPN, okay, maybe internet is not good from my side, all right? What else?
Probably the region you're working is done.
Yeah, that's good, beautiful. The region might actually be down as well. But in this case, you are able to access the same region I'm trying to access. So maybe the region is not that. It is. Yes. I mean, I just want to get us into thinking. Do you see this? We could not load the content of this page. This might be due to your firewall or proxy server blocking domain used to do this page. Refresh the page if you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let everybody log
Okay,
in into
I
their
can.
console.
Is it based on like when you're working on the working environment?
Let's just discuss generally what could be the problem. Okay, try and log in into your own console from your own end now and give me feedback.
Okay.
Log into EC2,
Okay.
London region.
London region, okay.
Is it reachable?
Sign in. Mine is opening, but let me sign it first.
Is it the same London region or with a different region?
London
EU,
region.
Abi?
Yes, EU West 2.
It's reachable for me. I can reach it.
Oh, beautiful. So
I'm
you
able
see,
to, I'm able to load it, yes.
at my end, I've tried to reach it about 3 times. Okay. And I've not been able to. So what could be the challenge? So it is not internet, because if it is internet, then we should be filling it from this Zoom call because it is the same internet we are using. Okay. I've cleared cache and browsing data and cookies. Okay. You've confirmed that London region
It
is
says
not
something
down.
about your
You
yes.
said?
It says something about your proxy. It said something about your proxy server. Are you going directly or you're going through a firewall, through a proxy server?
I
Directly.
previously asked, it's usually VPN that usually causes such. And
Directly.
another
I'm not
factor
using
that can
VPN. I'm using it's direct. Okay, so go ahead with sharing their opinion. Please go ahead and talk to us.
so like some companies kind of like set some kind of like restrictions on their accounts in terms of like when you are doing things in their IAM and probably like their kind of like highly secured infrastructure on their the cloud platform, also where they set it that you can only access from a certain location from a certain IP. So
That's true. Please continue.
it probably has to go through the route of probably setting a VPN on the system, which was able to use in assessing it. So there are kind of like loads of factors.
That's correct. That's why I said it is an open question. There are no fixed answer. It is not as arithmetic where 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. Wherever you take it to 2 base 10 plus 2 base 10 is equals to 4 base 10. Right? Whatever you give it to a poet, you give it to a lawyer, you give it to a mathematician, 2 plus 2. When they are all base 10 is 4. That's a closed question that requires a closed answer. But in this discussion, it is not closed. And yes, thank you for sharing with us, Mr. Dan. Was it Mr. Dan?
It was Austin.
All right, Mr. Austin. Thank you, sir. All right. So it is also possible in this case now that if it is not proxy, if it is not cache, if it is not internet connectivity, okay, the servers you are trying to reach may also be temporarily unavailable. you know, especially when you are dealing with large enterprise network. Amazon, Google, these are large enterprise networks, okay? And they have multiple servers serving their various customers across the world, okay? You will agree with me that the server that responds to a query coming from Africa is not the same server that responds to queries coming from Europe. Do you agree? At
Yeah.
least we've learned cloud administration enough. Okay. It is possible that it is Independence Day in Nigeria, and then Google changes their doodle to reflect Independence Day, and then someone in Kenya is not seeing anything about Nigeria's Independence Day on his own Google. Is that do you get what I'm trying to say?
I understand what you're trying to say, meaning the fact that he uses the nearest available data center or available region in regards to like when accessing servers.
Good. It means that the server that is responding to queries coming from Nigeria is not the same as the server responding to query coming from Kenya. Okay. So that is why traffic coming from Nigeria is seen on Google Doodle, Happy Independence Day, Nigeria. And on the same www.google.com, every other queries within Africa and outside Africa are not seeing Doodle. All right. It's the same thing when it is a new calendar year for the Islamic religion. Google is greeting them, okay, especially if the server is coming from the Arab countries, okay. And for countries in,
So I'm kind of curious to know why you're still trying,
that's what I'm trying to say. It means that the
right?
server serving the
Mhm.
region where I am is temporarily unreachable. So that
Down.
from my end.
Okay, so yeah, so what I'm saying is, if that's the case, then there's really nothing you can do about it,
No,
right?
there's nothing I
Except to
can do.
use a proxy, except
We'll
to
wait
use
it
a
out.
VPN.
Yes, there's nothing I can do. We'll wait it out. Right? So I'm just trying to.
What about if you access? What about if you access using a VPN from another
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
region? Probably like
So
instead of using
so Mr. I think Mr. Also was one talking about how some companies have policies, right? Which you
yeah.
are unable to do some things. Okay. So the network, the ISP I'm using now, will not allow me to do that. Okay. Will not allow me to do that. What I could do is probably create, I can't even access it. Let me show you something. Where's our GitHub? Hmm? I think
We like, but I one thing I know is that AWS doesn't have that option whereby you can a.ie.de. But if it's like comes to Google, you can automatically change server just by changing the last .com or something.
This is to me, I feel like this is very maybe dangerous will not be the word to use, but it could be very disruptive to business. If you're trying to do something and then because of where you're coming from, is AWS is down in that region. So that means you just have to wait till they get back.
The truth is
That's
with
crazy.
like region being down, it's like it happens all the time. There might be some certain services because there was a time I used to work with Microsoft, and there are times whereby they are kind of like the region is down, or whereby there's an ongoing maintenance, or whereby there's a storm. Because usually it's mostly storm, and this time of the year is the time whereby like most storms used to happen. Like just imagine Florida now, like when they had like loads of storm happening like in 2 weeks back or so. So like sometimes they give like a warning, and sometimes after the issue happen or after the downtime, there's kind of like high alert with regards to like support engineers trying to fix this issue, because there are some business environments depending on these servers to meet up with client expectations and with life reality. Even some finance companies as well. So it's detrimental to like companies, and it's detrimental to like the cloud service providers as well.
Beautiful discourse. So in that situation, what do you think AWS advice is that you do when you're setting up your infrastructure as a SAN?
Multiple regions.
Thank you. Thank you. So
multiple availability zones and regions.
As much as they will promise that they would, I mean, if the server is down in a particular region, as much as they promise that they will get on it to fix it, it's still going to disrupt your production. So that's why it's always advisable to have to share your load, to share the workload of your application, to ensure that like you have a second plan. If one is down, the other one would kick off and start working in the place of the one that is down. So it makes sense like that. It's just like a fail safe.
all right.
Mr. Buffalo, you are not sharing your screen again. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I've also been trying to ensure I'm not being overconfident of my ISP, not to think it is not from my end when it's probably from my end as well. So the server is actually running. What I actually need is the IP address, so I can SSH into that server and we can do other things. Okay. Okay. I think we finally allow the traffic to flow. And this is one of the reasons why I always use elastic IP addresses. It's just that I don't want to start using it too early. When we get to the point where we will need elastic IP address, I'll introduce you to it.
So out of curiosity, what would the elastic IP address do to mitigate this?
So while I needed to wait for this screen to load, so I can come and input it here, I would not need that. I just need to come here and start a session, because the IP address will not change. Because what I do after every class is I stop the server. I want to stop the server. Dynamic IP address is withdrawn. When you start it, a new one is given to you. So yeah, like, that's for thank you. It won't change, just as he rightly said. Okay. So right now, if I'm unable to access my user interface, my management console now, I've messaged into the server. I don't care. I can go ahead behind this and begin to do what I need to do.
So the fact that the region is not available at that moment doesn't mean that the servers in that
It's
region
not
will
the
not be
region.
available.
It's not the region. It is their console.
Okay.
All right. Every other thing is working very well. It is the same region that I asked somebody to sign into London, and the person said he's able to what?
Oh yeah, that
He's
was
able
me.
to
Yeah.
access. So it's nothing is wrong with the region. Okay. It's just this console. And what
Okay.
happens is, did you guys build a 3-tier web architecture in AWS? Did you build
Yes,
it?
we did.
All right.
Yes,
In that 3-tier, you have servers that are in the public domain.
Mhm.
Okay. Did your application server, was it resident in the public or the private tier? Where did you keep it?
Private.
Right.
We kept it in the
Private tier.
private.
Okay.
Yes.
Private,
Now,
yes.
it is possible that you keep server in the your application server in the public tier or private tier. Okay. And like I said earlier, AWS have multiple master replication strategy in place, in the sense that for Africa, you probably have, okay, so Africa, they have a region. Okay. That one is for data center sake. Okay. But even before they have, it was until 2021 that they came to put a region in Cape Town, South Africa. Even before that, people have started using AWS services from Africa, right? So it means that servers serving Africa has been hosted from another region. That's the meaning. But now, servers serving Africa are now in Africa, which could be all over Africa. They can have data centers all over, right? So it is possible that a server that is meant to serve currently in Netherlands, I am in Netherlands currently. So it is possible that a server that is meant to serve where I am, that server is one that is what? That is temporarily unreachable. Do you copy? So it is not the region. Services, applications within the region will still be working there. Fine. All right. If it is the region, okay, to affect even you from your own end, you will not be able to access London region. And AWS would have published something in that respect. Like sometimes I think 2000 and shortly after COVID, an hurricane hit US East. Okay, and the entire region in US East was down. I don't know if anybody also, if you have been following up with AWS then. Okay, for about 2-3 days, no application hosted from the US East 1 region, Ohio region, was usable. So in that situation, AWS will put out, okay, the same thing sometimes in France. There was one cloud provider platform in France that fire burnt down almost half of their data center. It wasn't Azure, it wasn't AWS. It wasn't a popular cloud platform. How did I know? I get to work with some of their people that hosted applications on that platform. Okay? So if it is region, it will not be partial access. All of us, irrespective of where you are, try to access that region, you will not be able to access it. But in this case, I didn't have access to my console. You guys have access to your own console. Okay? And it wasn't internet because we were still able to communicate on Zoom. Okay? So not only now, one of the answers could be that the server responding to my own traffic, right, is temporarily unreachable. Okay. And I'm giving you an instance of where there are multiple servers and they can route your traffic to these servers just to serve what we call local content. You know that without changing, someone was talking about using extensions .de, Denmark, .en, English for England, .ce, Canada. You are not even need to do that. It is possible that Google just listen to your IP address if you are in China, okay, and serves you Google page in Mandarin. You're not even changing anything. You just discover that this IP address is coming from China. All right. It is possible you use VPN, okay, and you are using the VPN of let's say Netherlands, and it just changes your language, your Google page, without you doing anything. Why? It has listened to their DNS has listened to your IP address, okay, and it is routing you based on your IP address. Did you do Route 53 AWS? Did you do geolocation routing policy in Route 53?
We all created areas and what is it
Okay,
there? We didn't do
you didn't do
much.
geolocation routing policy.
No.
It will route you based on your IP address. That you would not be able to, it will direct you to just, if I have, let's say I have www.mobantech.com, I can have 10 servers for Mobantech. If they are all hosted on AWS platform using Route 53, I can see any traffic coming from USA, send them to these 3 servers. How do I do that? I put those 3 servers in a target group, and I set a load balancer in front of those 3 servers. And I will now use that load balancer as an alias on my Route 53. Okay. So if your traffic is coming from US, it sends you to that load balancer. At the back of that load balancer is a target group that has 3 servers. Okay. I can say, okay, for Francophone countries, they send their out of the 7 servers, I may have developed 3 of them to be in French. Sorry, to be in French. That's the language, French language, right? Okay. And I say, okay, so if the traffic is coming from a Francophone country, okay, send that traffic to this load balancer. And the back of that load balancer, I could have configured 3 servers developed in French. Okay. So if anything happens to those 3 servers, do you know that the ones that their traffic is going to the servers in English, they will not have any problem. And they'll be like, what's happening? Their internet is good. They're not using VPN. They're able to access other websites. But that specific website, they're not able to access it. They will not know that these 3 servers receiving their own traffic are down. Does it make sense?
It's just like when the federal government blocked Twitter, I think around
Beautiful. They shut the
2020.
cyberspace of Nigeria, you know? So that's it. And these things are, when you talk to non-IT persons, it looks something coming from you. It's nothing to, we can, it's just that I want us to finish moving up now. Something I can quickly go show you in Route 53 right now. I'll spin up 4 servers and I'll use geolocation routing policy. Okay. And right here, you will see that the server, the same www.example.com, okay, your own is sending you to one site, is sending people in Africa to, I can even do it based on countries. In fact, in US, I can do it based on states. All right. Sending you to the specific server, sending those traffic to another, and you didn't do anything. All you just did was just to go to the website URL, and you'll be seeing different things from what others are seeing. So in a situation whereby the server responding to your own traffic is down, that's what I just experienced recently in this class. The server responding to traffic within my own location is temporarily down. This is not the region. It's the reason why from your own end, you are able to access that same place I could not access. All right. Go ahead, Mr. Pelumi. So while we are doing that, we want to
So
install Maven.
in Route 53,
Yes.
do you, I'm not sure this is possible, but is it only just geolocation that is as an available option for
No,
routing
there are
traffic?
about 9 routing policies.
9.
Yes, there are about 9. Let's do it after class. Let's quickly learn Maven. Is that okay?
Okay.
I'll show you
Okay.
after class. Let's learn Maven first. So we want to install Maven on our workstation server. Remember I told you yesterday that Maven is not available on any of the Linux distro registries. You have to go to the external web to go and get it. So can we search for Apache Maven? Okay, so we click on, are you able to see my browser, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we click on download.
Can't you copy the download link and then paste it on the Linux machine to download automatically from there?
We do widgets.
Yeah, we get then you paste the download link.
Okay, so look at here now. From that point, if I click on download link, which one do you think you would have picked for me here?
Because I think they are all zipped.
No, look at it properly.
Okay.
This is not zipped. By the way, this is where you would have taken you to, because I click on that download link, see where it brought us. All right, so now
it will be the first one. It will be the first one.
there could be any of these two. It could be zip, it could be tar.gzip. All right. If it is zip, we just need to unzip it. If it is tar, we need to untar, we extract it. Right? So let's work with zip for now, just to show you it could not be this. When we get to Tomcat, we will work with the one for tar. All right. We are here to learn. So you copy link address. Okay? And you return here. Now, when you are installing a third-party application, there are specific directories where you have to go install them based on the documentation of that application. For Maven, we cd into root and opt. Okay? And if I list, there's nothing here. So this is where we're going to install Maven. All right, so what do? We say sudo wget, you paste the whole of that link and tap enter. That's it. It has downloaded it for you. And this is one of the beauty of Linux. Okay. I would do this same thing for about 1 gig file when we get into Kubernetes and also JFrog. And it won't take time. But if it is Windows, no matter how fast your internet is, oh Lord help Windows. Let's go on. Okay. So look at it. It's a zipped file, right? What do? We unzip it. So we say sudo unzip Apache Maven. And then it tells us command not found. So what do? We install unzip sudo apt install unzip.
Flag white, sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so
Why is mine still taking long to connect to the Apache server?
Your cloud, your server is down.
No, it's not down though. My server,
I'm just
my server is
joking.
not down.
it's taking
But
long. How?
so what I'm doing is I have some VMs that I created on VirtualBox.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm not using EC2 in this
You're not
instance,
using cloud
but
server.
I'm
Okay.
not using cloud server. So but I'm using an Ubuntu server,
On
and I ran
your virtual machine, right?
Yes, on my VirtualBox,
Oracle
yes, on my virtual
VirtualBox.
machine. Correct.
Okay.
So I seeded into the opt directory and I ran sudo wget the HTTPS the URL. It's resolved the URL, but it's
Okay.
connecting. It's connecting and it's been connecting and
Since
okay. It timed out now, yeah. It just timed out.
so it is possible that you have not enabled internet connectivity for that virtual machine.
Okay.
Okay, so what you want to do is ping Google DNS fast. Did you see my screen? If you ping 8.8.8, if it is not receiving packets, that means there's internet connectivity. So you need to go and you first stop the virtual machine, then add another network interface.
Okay,
And
it's
then
actually receiving. It's receiving
packets.
yes, it's receiving
So you
packet,
should
yes.
be able to reach. So
Okay.
just try it out.
That's
All right, so
interesting. Okay.
have we? I
No,
thought
it's not-
we
no,
unzipped this.
it's not zip. Okay, it was unzip already. Okay, unzip now.
Someone is saying something. Please speak up.
No, you have installed unzip already now. It's to unzip
Okay,
it now.
so we now want
Yeah.
to unzip, yeah? Okay, so we've unzipped. If I list, we now have, look at it here. You cannot do away with this one. So let's remove this. So what do? We say sudo rm apache. Okay, so we list is gone. Now this guy is owned by root because we use sudo with everything. To make it workable, we need to make a regular user have access to it. So let's change the ownership from root to a regular user. The only regular user we have here is Ubuntu. Ubuntu is also actually an elevated user because it has been using sudo all along. So it is not only a regular user. But what I'm saying is let's give access to users to be able to work with it. Because as it is now, root is the owner and even the root group as well. So working with it might be a bit difficult, especially when we want to integrate it with Jenkins. So let's change the ownership. So we say sudo chown, isn't it? Flag capital R, Ubuntu column Ubuntu Apache Maven. So we list now. Ubuntu
What does
is
that?
now
What does that chown? What does it do?
change
Change
ownership.
ownership.
Oh, it's the way you pronounced it together.
Okay. Change ownership. All right. So we've done that. Can we now install Apache Maven? We now use sudo apt install. At times it is MVN, at times it is Maven. Okay, flag Y. Okay, so let's change it to Maven. All right. Okay, gentlemen, we have Maven stored here. So can we cd into Apache Maven? Good. Then we want to copy the path. Look at the path here. Root opt Apache Maven. We copy this. Then we want to go and declare variable for Maven. So what do? We cd to our user home, and then we vid dot profile. Don't forget, this was where we did it for Java. So we say export maven underscore home is equals to, you paste that. There are some services that still refers to Maven as M2. So we do that for them as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Services like JFrog, they regard Maven as what? As M2.
M2.
So you must declare it for them as well. Now, when you're done with that, the way you did for Java here, for the path, come and do same. All right, all we need to do is just to come here, change this to Maven, and change this to what?
Okay.
M2. Okay. Who doesn't understand what we are doing here in this place? Who doesn't understand?
Me, I'm lost.
Okay, so do you understand when we came to declare variable for Java? That time when we installed Java JDK.
Yes.
What did we say we were trying to do here? We are trying to tell the system that if anybody needs to use Java, this is where they need to what? Find Java. Okay. So the same thing we are telling here. So if any server or any service or any configuration needs to use Maven to call Maven, okay, they will search for paths. If they refer to Maven as Maven, they will see it. If such tool refer to Maven as M2, it will see it. So if he sees it here, then he knows this is where to find what? Maven. Okay, so tools like Jenkins, come and find Maven. Tools like SonarQube is coming here to look for Maven. Tools like JFrog is coming here to look for Maven.
Okay. So this file was created after the installation, right?
This dot profile.
So no, sorry. This dot profile file was the Maven entry was added after installing
yes.
Maven.
You know, this was where we installed Maven. So I ran print working directory to copy this part, and I came here to just add it. But this file, dot profile file, is system file.
Okay.
All right. Is it clear now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So let's escape, save. No.
So I know they can remind me again of that that command you ran that time. You know, the one of changing ownership.
Okay, I'll show you now.
Change ownership. Sudo change ownership flag.
Sudo
Look at it here.
Yes, yeah.
Recursive. Ubuntu means the user and the group.
The group, okay.
If it's Ubuntu root, it means change the user, leave the root as the group as root. Let me show you. CD into opt and list. This column, you know, is for users.
Yes, for users. Yes,
this column is for root. So I'm saying change for user. Sorry, group rather. Thank you. Group. Change for user, change for what? Group as well. Okay. That's why I say Ubuntu. And recursive means that since this is a directory, for everything inside this directory, let the user be Ubuntu and let the group be also what? Ubuntu group.
Okay, yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
All right. So let's CD. So let's CD into our project. CD into, okay, I remember we have multiple. Okay, we still have this. Okay, CD into Git project. Okay, so let's remove this guy. Say remove ref 2024 underscore July. Okay, clear. List. Okay. Git status. Okay, so what do we do? We say git add. You see that? We want to what it is. No, we mean what we are doing. Okay, then git commit. Yep. Flag M.
Sorry, while that's prompt.
It's just warning us that we're about to make a major. It's saying that the guy we want to delete, you've added another git repo inside your current repo. Clones of the data repository will not contain the content of the embedded repository and will not know how to obtain it. If you meant to add a submodule, use git submodule this. So he's saying that if the plan was not to delete and we just want to submodule this into this, that's what he's telling us. But our plan is to what? Okay, clear.
So what's the module like?
So instead of having two repos, one will be a sub to the other, like a file inside the folder inside the folder.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Okay. Good. So let's cd into here list. Look at the pom.xml file I'm telling you about. Can we vi it? Yeah, so this is it. This is Groovy language. This is what they used to write this guy. So you see all of the dependencies and all of the properties, modules, server, web application, okay, plugins. It's going to download all these plugins once, okay? Maven compiler, Maven release, okay? Maven check style. So these are all the plugins that Maven uses to build the application. Some of these plugins may have expired, okay? And if they have, we get to, in fact, it's even incorporated a JUnit here. So you know JUnit works like what's it called? Testing tool. So, you know. So if you want to incorporate testing tool, you can also incorporate Selenium here. In fact, we will use Sonaki when we get into DevOps too. So what I was trying to tell us the other time is you do not need to begin to build these things yourself. There are templates available on the internet, especially on Stack Overflow. Okay. So you should not be bothered about how you get your pub.xml file. Most times it even comes with what the developers are giving to you. All right. So let's escape here. What else do I want to show you? Can we cd into web app list, cd into source list, cd into main list, cd into web application again list. Look at the three files: index.jsp, the script,
CSS,
and then the star.css. Those are the three raw files. If I cd into vi index.jsp, look at the very simple thing we have. Welcome to mobile greeting app. That is header 1, header 2. If you see this, you are in the right place. Good luck. Enter your name, okay, with label and other things like that. Okay. By the time we deploy, by the time we stage the application, you will see how it's going to look like. Okay. I just want us to look around here so that you don't think it is something big. No, it is not. What was here initially was not this. Okay, but I just got tired of using that one. And I asked ChatGPT to write me a very simple web application. This push.sh, when did it get here? That's a script, vi push.sh. Git add or git commit. Oh, okay. Was it this guy that I was asking, what if I don't want to be doing pushing manually? What do we do? Someone responded I could just write a script for it.
Yes.
Look at it. I didn't even know I've done this before. All right. Okay, so let's CD back into this project. What we want to do now is to build, since we have installed Maven. Okay? And you will always use your build command within the directory where you have home.xml, because this is what it's going to use to build. Take note, before building, there is no folder here called target. By the time we have a successful build, if we cd into web app, right now there's no folder here called target. By the time we build successfully, you will now see a folder called target, and it is within that folder that we are going to find our artifacts. Remember I told you at introduction that the input into your Maven code build stage is your source code, which is what I just showed you inside this web app. Source, that index.jsp and all of that, that's your raw code. The output of Maven or the output of the build is what? Is your artifact. It could be in .war or it could be in .jar, depending on the language that we have used, okay? So let's build now, okay? We see Maven package, okay? So for the first time it's building, it's going to download all the necessary plugins, okay? And then we have a successful build. If I run Maven package again, it won't take time this time. Why? Because it has already downloaded all the necessary ones, plugins, okay? So our build is successful. If I now cd into web app and I list now, can you see that I now have a directory called target? If you cd into target and I list, look at the artifact. This is the guy that you can now decide to containerize it or to release it on the peer server. All right. And this one is in .war. Okay. Now, this that we have done manually is important that we also automate it. Remember, I told you everything we're going to be doing manually, and we're also going to be what? Automating it, right? So we'll take 10 minutes break now. When we come back, we'll come and install Jenkins on our workstation server. Jenkins is our integration tool. We're going to integrate Git and Maven into Jenkins such that we will now be automating the build process. Okay, so let's take 30 minutes. Sorry, 10 minutes, please.
Okay.
For ergonomic breaks, please stand up and walk around, drink water, use the convenience, please.
I can't.
All right. So can we install Jenkins in this place? Jenkins is an open source. Sorry, just give me a moment. I'm getting feeling that the ISP is slow. Jenkins is an open source integration tool. We use it for continuous integration. From the DevOps diagram that I showed you the first day, you see that between continuous development and continuous deployment, you have Jenkins in between, and it is integration. It integrates changes that you are making through the source code and how you see the changes play out at the other end, which is at continuous deployment. It's an open source, meaning that anybody can use it. Although I heard that they're probably going closed source soon. I read somewhere. Okay. There are other continuous integration to like Bamboo. Okay. But these ones are closed. That one is a closed source. Okay. We don't need to talk much about Jenkins. When we begin to use it, you will be able to understand properly what it does. But I normally describe it as a corporate errand man. Okay. In fact, look at their icon, with their logo. Okay. It looks like an old man in the business of hospitality. Okay. Looking at, okay, we are at your service. So what Jenkins will be doing for you is going to, in your own order, the sequence at which you have asked it, is going to be getting things done for you. Okay. So in our own order, we will ask it to go to our source code on GitHub to pick the source code. Then we will now ask it to call Maven to build the source code. Then we will now ask it, after it has built the source code, to deploy the source, the artifact it has what? It has built. But so far, what we have done manually is that we have set up our GitHub and our own Git manually, and we have built manually. We now want to employ Jenkins to help us automate that, such that every time we need to build, we will not be coming to our back end. We just go to Jenkins and click build, and it will build for us. To that extent, it is still manual because we have to click build. We will get to an extent where all we will do is to set up a trigger. Okay. Just as you did in your Lambda function. We'll set up a trigger, but this one we will not be using function. We'll set it up from the GUI. That the moment our remote repo receives a push, when there is a push to the remote repo, it should trigger Jenkins to build. In that situation, we have fully automated the deployment process. Okay, we will get into all of that data in the month, but let's first install and set up Jenkins. Jenkins is also not available on the repositories of any of the distros of Linux. So we have to come to their external server to install Jenkins. Okay, so let's see if we come to documentation. Yeah, installing Jenkins. Follow me. I come to jenkins.io. From there, I clicked on the three horizontal lines at the top right hand side of their site, and I click on documentation, and I click on installing Jenkins. Okay, We want to install it on Linux. So you click on Linux. Okay. And what's the distro of Linux you want to install it on? Debian Ubuntu. And you see that they are giving you specific requisite, at least 1 gig of drive space. Okay. 4 gig of your memory, that is your RAM. Okay. So look at it here. For Debian or Ubuntu, I hope you that the server we're using is Ubuntu, right? Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So for the LTS, long-time support is chosen every 12 weeks from the stream of regular releases, blah, blah, blah. See all you're going to do. Sudo, the first we get, then we will echo this, and then sudo apt-get update, then sudo install Jenkins. Okay, we can run it as a bash script. So what do? Let's copy all of this. Let's return here. Can we go to here? Okay. How about if I input jenkins.sh and then I put shebang bin bash and I put all of that. Don't forget this one, you have to put flag Y, and here as well you also have to put flag Y. Now let me share something with you. Look at this link here, root device null. Anytime you are setting up a bash script, okay, and you don't want the bash script to show you all the long processes, just put this on that line of command. Are you with me? Hello, everyone.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'll show you something now. Look at this. Let me copy this. Control C, Control Shift C. Okay, let me save this. Let's quit bank. So I'm just doing this because I want to have that file. You can decide just to run that bash script by pasting it here immediately. Okay, let me install something. If I say sudo apt install Apache 2 flag Y, please pay attention. You see all of this long thing is doing. Are you seeing all of this? All these plenty things. If you don't want to see it, okay, you just say sudo apt the command and then keep this. I know you didn't ask me, but I will tell you nevertheless. Do you see this? Where is everybody? The class is quiet.
No, I'm hearing you. We are hearing you.
Okay. So if you keep this root dev null, okay, what you are saying is, don't bother me with all these plenty stories. Just go ahead and install this thing for me. Do you see that?
He did put the arrow, the entry sign, the link that thing. He did put it there.
The what?
The greater than symbol. Greater than symbol.
I'm not sure I copy you.
The greater than before you say Apache 2 is supposed to have a greater than symbol here. Directing to this
okay, yes, directly to this place. That's correct.
yes, it's not there.
Thank you. This. Okay. So what you are saying with this is go ahead, do your installation, not only installation, any command that requires it to concatenate. This is concatenation. Like, show me all the processes. If you don't want it, you just put this guy. Go ahead and what? So we use it often in scripting, okay? So that we don't, especially when you have plenty line of codes you have to put in your script file, okay, in your bash script, so that I'm able to track, because all of these plenty things now might make you lose focus of, okay, which command fail or which command did not run properly, okay? But that's by the way, we have our Jenkins.sh. So what do we need to do next with this Jenkins script? You say no, is it chi mode or user mode? Chi mode.
Chi mode.
U
Change modification.
plus X. Who is lost? Who doesn't get what we are doing with Jenkins here? You should do this in Linux, right? We put our bash scripts in Jenkins.sh. Okay. It does not have as an executable permission here. We are now saying give the user executable permission. So we can treat this Jenkins.sh as what? As an executable file. Now that we have done that, do you see this? We can now say bash what? Jenkins.sh.
I thought you used the null on the bash scripts.
We
How
didn't
come you
use
are
it.
still get?
Good
Oh, we didn't use it on
question.
the bash
I was
script.
expecting that. We didn't use it for the update. Do you get? There are
It's
about
breaking from
5.
your end, I think.
Can you hear me now? Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
It's breaking.
Uh-oh. I need to go and reset this router again.
Yes, better now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You may have to
Okay.
repeat again. Yeah, I can hear you now.
We only used it for this guy. Are you with me?
Yes.
We should have. See what I should have done. Copy this. Come here. Paste. Come here. Paste. Did you get?
Yeah.
I think the ISP is dragging. I'm feeling it here too.
Oh, now I understand.
Yeah, breaking off. Is it okay?
I think it's not. But now I understand. Now I understand what you did. He only used it for the widgets.
Yes.
So he didn't use it for the update and for the install.
Yes. Yeah. The first is dragging, yes.
Give me a moment. Let me reset the router.
Okay, fully charged.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the trouble with being in a place where you don't have options. You stop. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I think my workstation got stuck. Clear. CD into new project. CD into 2024. Dot Jenkins sh. Okay. VI. Okay. About. Okay, so I just wanted to let me more.
What was that screen that appeared when you did the Jenkins.sh? I was trying to read through before you changed it.
No, it was VI. You know, the SSH session I had here wasn't responding. So I terminated it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But on that session, I was editing Jenkins.sh.
Yeah.
Okay. So it says that he found another program editing the same file.
Oh, okay.
So that makes it uneditable for me at the moment.
Because I know you were working on it under the bash
Exactly. You get it.
jenkins.sh.
Okay. So you say save this guy already exists.
Yeah.
Okay. So that you can now make it what? You already did delete the swap file, jenkins.sh.swap to avoid this message. Okay. Hmm. So anyway, I've told you what I wanted to tell you here. These guys, you don't want to see you don't want it to show you all the processes involved in updating. Add this command. Here as well,
Yeah.
add this command. Okay. That's it. Now let's clear. Now Jenkins is on port 8080. So you first have to enable port 8080 on your firewall to be able to reach Jenkins. See what I'm trying to say? Sudo net start flag tnlp pipe and grep for port 8080. It tells you that is being used by a Java tool or a Java service. And we know that Java service is Jenkins. How do I know? Sudo systemctl Jenkins status. My Jenkins lacked
Jenkins
an
not
I.
complete, yeah.
You said?
Yes.
What do you say?
Immediate I. You've seen it now.
Yes, but the arrangement too was poor. Okay. Do you see?
Yes, that was Jenkins.
Jenkins. See the PID 3497. See the PID
Yes.
3497. So I know Jenkins is running on what? Port 8080. If I kill this process, this port becomes available. Are we together? See. Okay. So the first thing we do is we come to here and we clicked on our workstation server, and then we want to confirm on the security group, which is the firewall around the instance. There's no port 8080. Okay, so what does that mean? It means if I attempt to browse for this guy on port 8080, it becomes unreachable. It will not be reachable. So let's not waste time. We come to the security group here. Okay. What do?
Edit it.
We edit inbound rules, and then we add a new rule, custom TCP, which port? 8080, and let it be from anywhere. This is optional. It could be for Jenkins. Okay. It could be for Tomcat. It could be for Docker. These are the guys that uses 8080. Then we save rules. Having saved rule, if we come here, our Jenkins now become reachable. So what do we do next? It says to ensure Jenkins is securely set up by the admin, a password has been written to the log and this file on this server. So we go to this place, root var library Jenkins secret initial password. So we copy this guy. Okay. We come to our server and we say sudo vi, because it is a file. Can you see? You might not want to vi it. You can just say cat.
Oh, cat is ahead. I want to say cat. Okay.
Sudo cat. So just display for you. So this is the password. You copy this guy and then you paste the password here. Continue. Plugins extend Jenkins with additional features to support many different needs. Install suggested Jenkins. Select plugins to install. We're going to start with what? Suggested plugins. Any questions so far? Do you see JIT? Do you see some build tools like Ant? Okay. Okay, so username, mobile technologies.
You can put anything here, right? Username.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Jenkins is sensitive. If you do not have strong internet connection, might be bouncing you, and you will think you're doing something wrong. It is not you, it's your internet that is betraying you. Okay. The URL automatically populates what is here. And I hope you know that if this URL changes, if I stop the server at the end of this class today and I start it, URL will change. I will still be able to get to Jenkins with the new URL. But this one that has been stored here, I will have to come here and change it myself. Okay. And I will show you where to do that. Start using Jenkins. Okay. So the first thing we do, now that we are here, is to bring in more plugins. Okay, that will make life easy for us. So we say manage Jenkins. In fact, forget that I said it is the first thing. It is not the first thing. It does not have any order that you have to put it. Look at it here, plugins. So it has automatically detected the Java on our workstation. And it's telling you that that Java is what? Is becoming obsolete. There is Java 17 now. But the Java we installed is Java 11. Update, none yet. Available plugins is where we go to. So let's look for plugins that has to do with Git. Okay, Git server, check this one. Okay. Kubernetes, we're gonna need it later on. How about SSH? Look at it. SSH, check this. SSH server, check this. Publish over SSH. We will need it. SSH agent, we will need it. SSH pipeline step, I think so. All right. SonarCube. Look at it. SonarCube scanner is enough. We don't need it. I think at a factory too, that is a JFrog. Look at it at a factory on JFrog. We need this as well. So that's enough for now. Any other one we need, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. That means we'll come and put it in. So let's install. How do I know the ones we need? Because I know about the project already. Let's say I'm building a new project entirely. Okay. I don't need to cram the plugins I need. Once I get to where I need that plugin and it is not there, Jenkins will tell you, you can't do this. Then part of your troubleshooting will be that, do I have the necessary? In fact, you will need to even configure some of the plugins. Once you don't see where you can configure it, then you know that the plugins has not been installed. Then you come and install it. Okay, so don't think you must cram all the plugins you need. No, you just
Isn't
need.
there like a list of like enabled plugins so you can just have it like on a notepad or something to kind of like guide you? Like
Yeah,
instead of like
if you come to installed plugins, you will see all the plugins that are here already. Okay. So it is you that want to, like now, I know the project you're working with, we will need Sonaki, we will need JFrog. So I brought in their plugin. We're not working with Selenium, okay? But let's say we now wake up and say, let's incorporate Selenium. Then I know that I need to come and put in what? Any plugin that has to do with what? Selenium. Did you get? So you don't have to, except if it's a project you've worked with over time, you know the plugins you need. But if you're working with a project that is a novel, you might not know the plugins you need until you get to the point where you want to incorporate a new feature. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's it. Then we click on install. Oh, okay, no, we already installed those plugins, right? Installed plugins.
Yeah, it's already installed.
Okay, so we return back to manage Jenkins. We are running Jenkins on Java 11. Support for which we end on or before September 30, 2024. Okay, so there's no support for Java 11 again. Know that. Warnings have been published for the following currently installed components: SSH plugins, CSRF vulnerability and missing permission checks allow capturing credentials. No fix available for this. Okay. Anyway, the good part is we are not using. So this is saying is that when you SSH, you use some credentials, right? Credentials like what? Private key file.
Yeah.
Your public whatever. So he's saying that this plugin has not been updated from the plugin operator management. Okay. So building on the built-in node can because you should dismiss this as well. All right. I think the next thing we should do is to also declare variables, system variable for Jenkins as well. So if we come to tools, don't forget from dashboard, we are manage Jenkins. If we come to tools now, let's add Java JDK. Okay, so you can say Java underscore home. This is install automatically, but we're not going to do that because we already have our own Java. So what do we do here? We go copy cd cat proof, copy this guy, right? And we paste here. That's it. We go for Git as well. I'll go and check. Not sure I remember. Maven, we do for Maven too. This is Maven underscore home. We already have it installed. This is the version that was downloaded actually, but since we already have it installed, we come and copy this. Can you see 3.9.9? And that's what this guy was showing us here. See, 3.9.9. We paste. Okay. I know Maven is always in Maven library root library git. Well, let's go check. cd into root. Either it is a user, cd into user, cd into library, pipe, and grep for git. Okay, let's list. Let me be sure it is here. It should be a standalone. Then it's not here. Let's go back and list. Let's cd into bin. Okay. I think it should be here. Am I not using command? List, pipe, and grep for git. So good, it is here. So it is print working directory. User library bin git. Root user library. Hold on. Sorry. User bin. Let me just copy this. Because it seems my brain is now faster than my mouse. Or which one is faster? Okay. So those are the three things we have so far. Java, Git, and Maven. SonarCube, not yet. Gradle, not yet. So we apply, and then we save. See, if you put a wrong directory here, it will tell you. By the time you need to use Java, tell you that you could not find Java in this place. Okay, but let me not test.
So if you check that install automatically box, does that mean it's gonna install it for you?
Yes, it will.
But if you check that box and you don't have the directory there for it to install it, where is it gonna default to?
If it's installed automatically for you, it will populate the directory because it's the one that installed it. So it knows where
Yeah,
it's
but
installed.
where is it gonna default to?
Let me get your question. If it
So
doesn't install like this.
no, so like you don't have anything in the that directory
Here.
yes, if you don't have
Okay.
anything there and you check that box to install automatically,
Mm-hmm.
where is it gonna default to? Where is it gonna install to
That's what I'm
default
saying.
by default?
Based on the documentation, wherever it's installed to, it will come and populate it here for you. I don't know where it will default to, but I know
Okay.
the one I installed, where I found it.
Okay. Okay.
Did you get it?
That's what I was asking. Yeah, I was asking
Okay.
if you knew exactly where it's gonna put
No,
it
I
by
don't know,
default.
sir. No. Okay. Cat dot profile. I need to copy this again. Then I need to come here. So two things we've done on Jenkins. First, we brought in plugins, additional plugins, and then we also defined variables. Okay, bringing in plugins from dashboard to manage Jenkins. We came here, and then also what? Tools was where we declare what? Location for our tools, like Java, like Maven, and like Git. Okay, so I haven't done this. Let's return to dashboard and set up a very simple project. So we click on new item. Okay, Let's create a freestyle project. Okay. Who do we give this project to? Let's give it to Angela. Okay, so we say project Angela. A freestyle project. We get to DevOps 2, we come and build a project with pipeline. Okay, and then we say, okay, Jenkins, I'm moving things around here. I'm seeing new features. Okay, a simple project to learn automation of DevOps tools from the GUI. Okay. Source code. Where's our source code? Git, isn't it? Are we together?
Yes.
Source code from Git. We come and put our URL here. So let's come here. This is it. 24 July, put camp. Click on code. HTTPS, you copy this. And then you return to your, and you paste. Okay. Because this guy is public, it is able to what? Access it here. Otherwise, we would have requested for credentials.
Yes, okay.
Do you see that? I intentionally remove some things just to make this URL useless. And I try to connect and see that it is not what? Connecting. So if I return July back here to make this URL complete, you see that it browsed for credentials. Okay. So what we'll do first is we'll leave it public. Go ahead, then we'll return back to set it private, and you see that we will need credentials to be able to what? Deal with this. Okay. Add repository, no, just one. Branches to build. Currently, we are building what? Master. Okay, we can add branch. So remember yesterday I was saying that it is possible that you want to just quickly test out something. Okay, so you branch out from your own master branch on your local directory. Okay, when you branch out, right? Remember, before you start working, you have first updated your local project directory, right? Updating means that you ensure all that you have on the master branch is on your own local, all you have on the master branch from the remote repo is also the same as what you have on your own local Git repo master branch. Okay. Then you now branch out and do one or two changes, resolve a minor problem from your own end. Okay. Then you push that branch to the repo, not to the master branch on the repo, but to the branch which you have branched out. Remember, the last effort we did yesterday was to branch out to fix it, and we pushed fix it to the what? To the repo, not to the master on the remote repo. We push it as fix it to the fix it branch on the remote repo. Then we created a what? A pull request. Now, before you merge it, if you have access to merge, or before the head of the team merges it, what it does is it quickly comes to somewhere like here, and what? Delete this, add branch, the name of the what? Branch. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
That build, you can decide to build the two. You can decide to build one. So quickly build the what? The branch and deploy it internally. It's called staging. You have another server for that. We'll get there. Okay. And he sees that, okay, the correction you made, maybe he asks you to change this icon, change the font on this icon. Okay. Or he asks you to move this icon from this place to this side. If he sees when he has staged the web app that you have done it, he will now go ahead and merge. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
But there are times that, in fact, there's a problem. What's his name? You had one time in the job, they didn't bother. They were in leave. They were rushing to just release product. Say, just merge and release, merge and release. They didn't bother to check what the developer said he has done, if it makes sense. Not only that one was just trying to buy time. My people, they merge like this. Yam, pepper, scatter, scatter. Let's move on. Okay, so build trigger. We are coming to this place at the end of the DevOps one. I told you we are coming here to set up a trigger so that once there is a push here, so once there's a push, yes, here, we will set up a webhook that will now trigger Jenkins to build. Build environment. Our environment is what? Maven, isn't it? Okay? Yeah. But build step is where we are coming. Invoke top level Maven targets. Look at it. Invoke top level Maven targets. Okay. Maven version, we drop down. Look at the Maven that we set up at the tools. Okay. Our goals, this is a keyword. Test install. It's not just any word, please. It is a keyword. Advanced, we don't need all of this. Java, we don't need all of this because all of that has been described within this guy. See the POM is here. Okay. What then do? We apply and we save. So we have set up our first project, which is Project Angular. Next, we build. Look at it here. Okay. So building, this is what will happen. I started building. Jenkins, we first go to where the source code is. Please listen carefully. It's important to understand what is happening. When we say Jenkins should build, it will first go to the source code and make a duplicate of all that you have within that your repo on its own local file. Somebody saying something?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
No.
Oh, okay, sir. I thought you were trying to say something to us. When you ask Jenkins to build, Jenkins will go to, let's go again, Project Angular, configure. Jenkins will come here, okay, and go and make a local copy on its own user home of all that you have here. Then it will now call, remember Jenkins was installed on our workstation server. Okay, it will now call Maven to build. When Maven build, If it's successful, it will now keep the artifact here. So if I click on Project Angela now, and I click on Workspace, and I click on Web App, and I click on Targets, look at our artifact. Okay. So when I say Jenkins, we go and make a local copy of what you have in your remote repo. What that means is on the workstation where you have installed Jenkins, the moment you install Jenkins successfully on the workstation, then a user is also created, and that user is called Jenkins. How do I know? If we go check the file where all the users on a Linux server is found, that file name is called what? Password. Are we together? You want to find all the users on a Linux server. Go and cut the password file. Do you see Jenkins here? Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you see Jenkins here? Okay. And see where it is. var root var library Jenkins. Can we go here? Let's say cd root var library Jenkins. Sorry. cd root var library Jenkins. Can you see we are in Jenkins user home now? If I list, I know, can you see? See workspace. I cd into workspace and I list. See our project Angela. If I cd project Angela and I list, and you see everything we have in that place. Now, please do not let me duplicate this thing for you. And let me cd into its project, cd into the 24 list. Do not mistake that everything that is here is what Jenkins is keeping here. No. In fact, you will see that we have jenkins.sh here and it's not here. Okay. What is here? Jenkins take it from where?
The GitHub repository.
Beautiful. Okay. So what that means is whatever you do here, if you do not push it to your remote repo on GitHub, Jenkins cannot what?
See it.
Cannot see it, cannot work with it. So if I run git status here to tell us that this jenkins.sh has not been what? Has not been staged. See? Okay. So what do I do? By the way, that swap, I need to remove it. Shall see remove dot this guy. I don't need it. Okay. So let's git add, bless you, add all.
Yeah.
Git commit flag m jenkins.sh. Good. Okay. Do we want to push it to our repo so that we can be seeing it on our repo? Why not? We say git push flag u origin master. Okay. Move on technologies. And then I'm going to copy the token. Okay, so it is there. So if I refresh here, I now have it here, Jenkins.sh. But that does not mean I will now have it in this place. At what point will I have it here? At what point do you think I will have everything on my remote repo here? If I ever build again, will you copy? Because it is whenever you build, the first thing it will do is what? It will go to the remote repo, okay, and make a copy of what that you have in that place. So if I come here now and I list, because I have built, look at it. It's now here, right? So the lesson here is whatever you do within your own local JIT remains in your local JIT. Don't expect it to automatically get to Jenkins until you what? Until you commit and push that changes to your remote repo. All right. So what we've done is instead of building manually here, we now automated with what? Jenkins. Let's come and build. And our build thus far has been successful. Okay, if you look at console output, look at it. I'm sure you saw all of this when we were building manually from the Maven package. Okay. So from next weekend, we will now attempt to stage what we've done on our staging server. So that means we will need a new server. We call it staging server, also QA server. And that's where we're going to deploy using Tomcat what we've done in this place. By the time we do that deployment, we are also going to come to Jenkins and automate the deployment as well. Okay, it's going to be a post-build action. When we come to class on Saturday, we'll see all of that. Do we have any questions, please? Are there questions? All right, if there's none, thank you for coming to class. I apologize for being late 30 minutes.
Hello, Mr. Obafem.
Please go ahead, sir.
The yesterday video was not on the playlist, on the YouTube playlist.
Just let me confirm.
It was sent to us through our email.
Yeah, I did get my own as well. I've double checked with my list.
I didn't get any email as well.
Just give me a moment, please. Just let me double check.
And again, on our assignment, you said we should submit before Friday or before Thursday or Friday.
Friday.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, how many do we have so far?
I think this class is only on Git.
Okay, on Git. Okay. All right.
Yep.
The first one I gave her was not on Git, was on
The first
think,
one was the difference between
was software development. Yes,
waterfall and
SDLC.
Agile.
Not the difference, so advantages of one over the other.
Advantages are
Oh, advantage of each is each.
Okay. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me try to see what's happening here. So nobody got notification for this guy.
It was
I
not.
got the one for yesterday. I don't know if it's for 26. Let me check that.
Please check.
July 26th.
Not July 26, class 26.
Sorry, class 26. But the class for I got a notification yesterday. For sure.
Oh, that's true. I didn't select the
Yeah,
okay.
class 26. I have it.
So please confirm on your playlist. You should be able to see it now, please. Thank you for bringing that to my notice. You should be able to see it on your playlist now. Do you want to check?
I'm trying to log in and check YouTube.
Yeah, it's there now.
All right. Thank you for informing me. Okay. Any other question, please?
I think I have me double check